Bob Fryer here in the AAPEX studio. I want to thank our sponsors, Repairify and Great Water 360 Auto Care. I want to welcome Ted Hughes, the Executive Director of AWDA. Ted, good to see you.
Thanks so much, Bob. Good to be here.
All right. You know, there's that old saying, adapt or die. And always, every industry is evolving. And of course, the aftermarket is no exception. Warehouses, not as traditional as they used to be.
Yeah, it's, you know, I started this position a year ago after
Right.
a career on the manufacturing side.
Okay.
22 years with the manufacturer. Obviously, I work closely with the distributors and left to come over to this side, and it's been a fantastic year.
Yeah.
I've learned so much, and really, the one thing that I've taken away from the year, the most important thing that I've learned, is that everybody calls this side of the industry traditional distribution,
Okay.
traditional warehouse distributor,
Yeah.
traditional WD, and tradition's great.
Right.
Everybody, you know, I mean, there are things that Christmas traditions. I mean, you know, all kinds,
Sure.
holiday traditions, whatever goes along with tradition is good at times.
Right.
But there's times when
To a point.
tradition represents old or stayed or unwilling to change, and when you put it in that context, our members are anything but traditional.
Okay.
I mean, you go back to the beginning of, this is our 76th anniversary for AWDA, the Aftermarket Warehouse Distributors Association. And if you go back across those 76 years and you look at the changes that have come about to the vehicle, to the way mobility has progressed the nation,
Right.
and to the effects of the technology that's inside the vehicle, the technology outside the vehicle and in the supply chain has led every bit to as much change.
Well, if every part of the industry is changing and evolving, why would the warehouse distributors be immune to that? Of course, they would have to change as well.
Absolutely.
They have to adapt.
Yeah, and they've really led the way in doing that. When you look at things like kits, repair kits, timing chain kits or timing sets, gasket kits, you know, the relationship that the distributors have with their customers,
Yeah.
the ones that do the work, the ones that throw the box away, the men and the women in the bays, they led the way in communicating to the manufacturers through the distributors, hey, why can't, if this is the job for this application,
Yeah.
and we know that we need 18 different pieces to do that job, why can't all of those, and it's every time,
Yeah.
you know, why can't all of those just be in a set, in a kit under one part number?
Right.
And that philosophy was driven through distribution.
Okay.
I mean, everybody does it now, and it's commonplace, but warehouse distribution has led that charge. And then another one is inventory modeling.
Okay.
You know, you look at the vehicles in operation, and we have the technology now, the data through great partners in the industry that can give us zip code level data of the car park that's on the roads. So you get an idea that the foreign nameplate vehicle population in Southern California is a hell of a lot more than the foreign nameplate population in the Midwest. So as a distributor, I'm not going to have the same inventory in the Midwest that I'm going to have in Southern California.
Correct.
And again, it was wholesale distribution that has led that way in terms of utilizing the technology to be more efficient, to be faster, to be better, to be the quickest to adapt.
Are there parts of warehouse distribution that you think will never change, that we will always have a need for?
Well, I can tell you the part that I hope never changes,
Yeah.
and I quite frankly don't ever see it changing, is that when you look at the players that make up our membership and wholesale distribution within the vehicle parts world, there's great people and great families.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, in
Yeah.
many cases, private equity has provided certainly an influx of capital, but at the heart of the business is still the people.
Yeah.
And the people we're in third generation in a lot of cases of people running their businesses, and they're the ones. The advantage that distribution has, wholesale distribution has, over the other avenues, whether it's e-commerce, whether it's retail, is the relationship with the shops. The fact that the shops know when they need something they can call.
Yeah.
It's not just about sending an email or filling out an e-survey
Right.
or something like that. There's somebody on the other end, and they can get to the bottom of what they need,
Right.
and get it quickly and get the answer. So that connectivity, that relationship that wholesale distribution and warehouse distributors have with their customers,
Yeah.
is the part that I hope never changes, because it's a huge, huge advantage, and frankly why 80% of professional technicians and shop owners trust their wholesale distributors for the parts that they need.
Yeah, I hope you're right about that. Ted, good to talk to you, my friend.
Bob, I really appreciate the time today. Thanks for having me.
You betcha. By the way, if you're out and about enjoying AAPEX 23, make sure you take those pictures and share them on whatever social media site you favor. I'm Bob Fryer here in the AAPEX studio.